Welcome to the BizNation podcast, proudly brought to you by Zinc Business Solutions, your home for micro and small business support. If you're looking for support in your business, join us on Facebook at Micro and Small Business Support Group. Here is your host, Kerry Zarb, to bring you interviews, hints and tips to help get you set in your business. We hope you enjoy today's episode.
Today's episode is sponsored by Spend With Us, the platform to purchase your Christmas gifts from over 600 rural and regional businesses from Australia's premier online marketplace for rural and regional businesses, giving you great options for some or all of your Christmas gifts, including site-wide gift cards. Visit spendwithus.com.au and the link is also in today's show notes. Hi everyone and welcome to the BizNation podcast. I'm Kerry and this is episode 33. On today's episode, we're going to talk about marketing and where to start. So many of us business owners wear so many hats. One of them is marketing. If you don't wear this hat already, trust me, you're going to start wearing it in 2021. So get out that hat rack and join the party. There's so many exciting things about business marketing. You've got your logo, your branding, talk about all those colours, what colours you want to use and what you want your marketing to look like. So many businesses jumped on the marketing train with COVID in 2020, but I'm actually hearing that many still haven't, which I found really interesting. I thought COVID would have seen everyone online for their marketing. But the other thing we need to remember is that some businesses haven't started yet. So they're yet to embark on their marketing journey. Other businesses are just naturally found by their clients and their customers. There's word of mouth, there's referrals, there's just so many ways that people are actually doing marketing already, just not online. So with all of that said, I really wanted to step through and share with you today. I'm no expert when it comes to marketing, but I wanted to share with you what I've experienced and what I've gone through and a few little things that I've learnt along the way and just share with you what I do, how I do it, and a couple of other things that are quite exciting that I wanted to share with you as well. So like I said, I'm no expert, but over COVID, so the last 9 or 10 months, I've really lost count. I've just done so much learning about marketing. I've done courses, I've done masterminds, and I've done a lot of Google searching. So trust me, there's probably been more Google searching done on marketing in 2020 than there has been of me watching Netflix and Stan. And I love Netflix and Stan, so really that's quite remarkable. Let's touch on some of the points about marketing. And there's really some awesome things that I want to share with you. Facebook, some say it's dead. And yes, it tends to be a little bit of a controversial space. Like Facebook, I guess, is really still as popular as ever. I think it's more swung to the family and friends kind of catch-up kind of space. But it's kind of like not having a website. If you don't have a Facebook business page, you almost don't exist. So the same actually goes for Instagram. It's got a massive reach, as does Facebook. And sorry, I did mean to mention that Facebook is super popular on the groups. So if you're on Facebook, you've got your Facebook business page and you're hanging out on any of the groups, they might be local groups or networking groups, then that can work really well for your business. Back to Instagram, massive reach, massive potential. And I really think a lot of people actually believe it's for the younger generations, but it's not really the case. There's a lot of businesses hanging out on Instagram and it's really a great space to be seen and a great space to turn up. So I don't think it's really for the younger generation exclusively. I think it's become very broad, as did Facebook back in the day as well. Instagram's getting a little bit fancy now. They've introduced their reels, they've now got guides, and I hear that there's even more things in the pipeline for Instagram. So certainly another space to watch and see how that evolves. LinkedIn is for professional connections. So a lot of business talk on there and a lot of B2B, but also many opportunities for B2C. So if you're not on LinkedIn, that's definitely one that you want to see if that suits you and your business. TikTok's becoming quite the creative landscape. I think it started off quite funky, dancing and music and all that kind of thing, but it's really starting to turn and focus in the business space as well. So if you're in the right kind of business that can pull off that kind of marketing, I think it's got a lot of potential for the business space. Pinterest is another interesting one, and I think it's got a lot of potential, but I haven't had time this year to check it out. It's on my list for 2021. Google My Business, often overlooked by small businesses. It's got so much potential. I've been using Google My Business and the results are just happening. So if you want to be seen locally and you want to be found, either you've got a shop front or your products, people like to shop local. So really start to think about Google My Business as one of the key areas that you can spend good time and well kind of return on investment time in Google My Business. It gets you high ranking onto page 1 without all that massive Google ad spend, and you also get seen on the map for being local, which I think is great. And don't forget the good old email marketing. Build your email list. You've probably already got so many emails and so many clients that you reach out to that just aren't in a database. So think about who you email on a regular basis. They could be existing clients, potential clients, friends of clients, all that kind of stuff, and bring them together in an email list. If you want to do it manually, you can pop them onto a Word document. But if you wanted to look at some kind of platform to manage that for you, I'll speak about that in just a moment. The other thing I want to say about email marketing is don't forget, and this can happen. Someone I know it happened to recently. Their social media accounts got hacked and they lost everything. They weren't in business, but it made me think, if you were a business owner and your social media accounts got hacked or something went wrong, how are you going to reach your potential clients? How will anybody know if you're still there? So many of our audience these days expect us to turn up, and they'll watch and they'll just happen to notice, oh, yep, I'm seeing posts from this person, even if it's every couple of days or every day, every week, whatever it might be. And if you just suddenly vanish because your social media accounts have been hacked, people might think something's gone terribly wrong and you've gone out of business. They may not even notice. But if you've got another method to reach out to those people, email marketing is the way to go. Now, I want to talk about my favourite picks. So my places that I like to hang out is Facebook. And it's really about the groups. For me, I do have a business page and I do post on it regularly, but I think the groups is more the space that I hang out, including my own group as well as many other business groups. Instagram, I consider it my little nightclub. So I hang out there with businesses and friends, and it's really quite social. And I would like to, in 2021, spend a little bit more time on my engagement on Instagram. LinkedIn is my professional newspaper. If I want to read something, I go to LinkedIn. I don't do random Google searches for the news. I would rather go to LinkedIn and spend a bit of time and see what, captures my interest, because there's all different kinds of interesting reads on LinkedIn. Google My Business, as I said before, massive fan of that. So I really like it and think that it brings a lot of value. And of course, I spend time with my email marketing. Talking about creative designs, I use CANVA. You really can't go wrong. I was an Adobe fan through and through, and I still am. I still use Adobe products for other areas of my business, but I made the switch to Canva probably 2 or 3 months ago now. And yeah, I haven't looked at anything else since. So it's got everything that you need for your marketing and even for business presentations, documents, contracts, proposals, all that kind of stuff. Canva is just sensational. Highly recommend. For scheduling and batching your content, I personally use Buffer. I've tried a few of these throughout 2020 and I just kept going back to Buffer. I'd hop off Buffer and try something else, and then it wouldn't quite tick some boxes and I'd end up with Buffer again. So it's pretty good. It's not perfect, and I don't think any of them would be perfect. But if you're looking for one to start off with, I highly recommend Buffer. And it's really quite easy to get all your creative and your copy together and get it scheduled for the week ahead. For email marketing, I use Flodesk. Probably halfway through this year, I changed over from MailChimp to Flodesk. MailChimp made some changes and I just didn't really like the way that they were going. I started to find it was getting a little bit complicated and didn't really quite have the creative that I was looking for. So I switched over to Flodesk. Flodesk comes with free 30-day trial. And at the end of that 30-day trial, you can actually get a discount. And it's about, I think, in the realms of about $19 US per month. I'll pop an affiliate link in today's show notes. So if anyone wants to try Flodesk for free for 30 days, and then they can grab that discount code thereafter. Many businesses start to contemplate their marketing, and it sometimes turns into, for a lot of business owners, the hardest part about running their business. Like I said earlier, we wear so many hats, there's so much to all of these spaces. And it's like anything. It's like riding a bike. When you first ride a bike, it's like, I remember as a child, with the training wheels, and the idea of the training wheels coming off was so daunting. But it's really about getting some base knowledge behind you and just, ticking a few boxes of some, basic stuff that you can find out really quickly. Going on Google is certainly one option to find out. I did that earlier this year and I just found I was getting so confused because I'd Google hashtags for Instagram and, 2 days later I'd Google it again and go to a different website and I was actually getting different answers. Some were saying to use the highest ranking hashtags, others were saying use the lowest. Then, I think I settled with what seemed like a really good mix of information, which was to use different levels, like put a mixture together and don't always use the same hashtags. So I recommend, if you're going on Google, to be selective in what you're reading. Try and find someone that you're going to follow, someone that's going to give you some consistent messaging, and certainly play the field on Google first and see who seems to know their stuff. There's no exact science to marketing. If I learnt nothing else in 2020 is that there is no science. Everyone thinks that there's going to be this magical answer. Well, there just kind of isn't. And it's just going to change from one business to the other. It's all about test and measure. I've been marketing all year and it was pretty dismal at the start, but it got better as we went along. And I'm still testing and measuring now. I don't think you can stop testing and measuring because things change. Marketing changes. The platforms change. So you've got to change with them. So test and measure, even if you're doing it monthly or every 3 months, it's still going to be part of, having a business and keeping on top of your marketing. One way that I would like to help you get started, I have some awesome news. My website is finally ready. I'm so excited. And for those that might be listening at a later date, it's now the end of November. So I'm really excited to let you know that I have partnered with the amazing Jenn Donovan from Social Media and Marketing Australia. Jen has created for my platform 3 exclusive courses to help you get started in your marketing, and they're all directed at specific topics. These 3 courses cover Google My Business for business, Instagram for business, marketing basics for small business, and they are just amazing. I have watched them and watched them and watched them, and to be honest, I'll probably watch them again and again. If you don't know Jenn Donovan, she's my marketing mentor. So she has just been an all-time superstar in 2020. She has supported so many small business owners, and Jenn is a marketing coach, and she's really helped me with my marketing goals for 2020. At the start of COVID, I thought I knew about marketing, and I did. I knew a little bit, but when, like now, 9 months later, I can honestly say that I've learnt so much. And most of this is thanks to Jenn. She's an amazing human. She's wonderful to work with, and she just loves to teach and she loves to share. She is just an incredible human. So I can't thank her enough for all of her help throughout 2020, and also all of the help that she's personally given me, as well as now making these 3 courses available on the Zinc platform. For the month of December, each course is on sale, and they're all discounted by $20 per course. They're not expensive, and it's just fantastic to be able to tap into some awesome material and really get some great insights to get you started in your business marketing. So I highly recommend jumping on the website and having a look at the courses that are available, especially the marketing ones from Jenn Donovan. They are fantastic. I've watched them, of course, and not to mention, kind of watch them over and over. And that's the other point that I want to make as well. These courses are evergreen, they are repeatable, they're completely online and at your disposal. You can watch 5 minutes, press pause, come back to it the next day. It's just going to be online for you. Once you've made that purchase, it's totally available to you forever. So really great advice from Jenn Donovan in the marketing space, and I highly encourage you to hop on those and have a look and see which one you want to start with. There might be just one, or you might want to take all 3. So again, from me to Jenn Donovan, a massive thank you for all of her help for marketing throughout 2020, and I really hope that these courses help you in your business for 2021. So I've really enjoyed today's short episode, and also because we're stepping into December, I just want to say to my listeners that have an amazing festive season ahead. It's going to be crazy for the next couple of weeks until we get to Christmas. Certainly take some time for yourself and look after yourself, all of you wonderful business owners out there, and a safe entry into the new year.
Thanks for joining us for the BizNation podcast, proudly brought to you by Zinc Business Solutions, your home for micro and small business support. You can find us at zincbusinesssolutions.com.au. Tune into future episodes for more interviews, hints and tips to help get you set in your business. Until next time, stay safe, stay well.